LoreWarrior Double Feature OBK-M10 O-Bakemono. Overview. The O-Bakemono, or Great Goblin, is an early result of Luthian Armorworks' program to reverse engineer captured clan Omnimechs. Though it has yet to go beyond the prototype stage, this mech appears to have a promising future ahead of it. Capabilities. The O-Bakemono's design is based on the Naga Omnimech used by clan forces, and shares many of that mech's characteristics. Its relatively lightweight XL engine allows the O-Bakemono, like its parent Omnimech, to carry heavy weapons and considerable armor. However, the O-Bakemono's engine is less powerful than that of the Naga, and so the O-Bakemono has a somewhat slower top speed. With this new design, the designers at Luthian Armorworks have largely overcome the Naga's lack of intermediate range fire by replacing 2 of the Naga's 3 small lasers with medium lasers. The O-Bakemono still carries 2 Arrow 4 missile systems and 30 rounds of ammunition, giving it the same devastating long-range firepower, the same as the Naga. Though the O-Bakemono's weapons aren't truly modular, this mech's equipment is much easier to repair or replace in the field rather than standard Inner Sphere battle mechs. The Arrow 4 systems can be disengaged from the main body of the mech by activating 5 quick-release levers, and the lasers can be removed and replaced in a similar manner. Engine repairs can be made in an hour rather than the standard 5 hours for a conventional Inner Sphere mech. The missiles come in preloaded canisters that double as shipping containers, which are simply slipped into the mech like a rifle magazine, rather than loaded one by one into an internal ammo bay. The O-Bakemono represents an important breakthrough in the Inner Sphere's ongoing attempts to develop Omnimech technology. Deployment. The O-Bakemono has yet to be officially deployed. According to rumour, however, the prototype received its first trial by fire with the mercenary unit Comachos Caballeros in the employ of the coordinator Theodore Kurita's cousin, Chandrageskar Kurita. Reportedly, the prototype distinguished itself in successful actions directed against rebellious Confederation units on the planet Town in the so-called Chaos March. These reports remain unconfirmed, however. 3058 Upgrade Overview. An early result of Luthian Armorworks' program to reverse engineer captured clan Omnimechs, the O-Bakemono, or Great Goblin, is based on the Naga. Capabilities. Though LAW managed to implement the dual Arrow 4 launch system, they had to make numerous concessions along the way, a perfect reminder that though the Inner Sphere has moved forward in leaps and bounds technologically after the decline and stagnation of the last few centuries, the clans still hold a distinct edge. While the O-Bakemono actually mounts 5 more tons of armor and manages to include a slightly larger secondary array of weaponry than the Naga, it does so at the cost of fewer heatsinks and, more importantly, a significant reduction in top speed. Despite these drawbacks, however, the O-Bakemono is still a devastatingly powerful fire support mech. Deployment. In an unusual move for the Draconis Combine, reminiscent of similar programs by other great houses such as House Steiner's initial deployment of the Wolfhound with the Kellhounds, the O-Bakemono first saw its deployment with Comachos Caballeros. Though initially only rumours of the mech had leaked, reports finally surfaced which verified that Chandrageskar Kurita, with or without his cousin's direct consent, secured a prototype of the O-Bakemono and handed it to the Caballeros for field tests in 3057. Its effectiveness became readily apparent in the ensuing years. While not found in every frontline regiment, it almost totally lacked any secondary weapons, and its artillery-based loadout ensures it's only found in larger, more elite commands. The O-Bakemono still plays a prominent role in the Combine's battle mech arsenal. Variants. The OBK-M11 and the OBK-M12 O-Bakemono are more field salvage variant than actual factory production. However, in the recent heavy fighting on Luthian, these models have proven extremely effective, resulting in the appearance of numerous such salvage variants. The expense and supply lines needed for Arrow 4 munitions have made them a rare sight on Luthian, hoarded for use only in the most critical of operations. MRM ammunition, on the other hand, is plentiful and cheap by comparison. Toss in the expense and difficulty of repairing and replacing the O-Bakemono's extra-light engine, and it's easy to see how a downgraded variant of this assault mech evolved on the savage battlefields of Black Luthian. The M11 trades the XL engine for a standard 240 pitban, while trading out the Arrow 4 launchers for twin MRM40s, with 4 tons of ammo each, a C3 Slave, and 14 double heatsinks. The M12 model, while effective, is also rare and difficult to produce, particularly in the field, almost defeating the purpose of salvage variants, trading out 2 heatsinks and 2 ton of ammo from the M11. The M12 mounts a C3 Master System. Notable mech warriors. Kashira Barend Tot. Kashira Barend Tot is a member of Shigeru's assault company, 4th Battalion of the 2nd Sword of Light, and they were instrumental in dislodging the Smoke Jaguars from the Kellian worlds on Haina during Operation Bulldog. Taii Shigeru Hirotsu initially engaged the 3rd Jaguar Cavalier's 2nd Trinary in one-on-one duels, but quickly realised he was outmatched. In a superb act that defines the best of a samurai, the Taii Hirotsu set aside his own honour for the sake of victory and honour of the Combine, and called in fire support from the Assault Company's support lance. In particular, the dual Arrow 4 systems of Kashira Tot's O-Bakemono, proving devastatingly effective. El Cuco. The prototype O-Bakemono, named El Cuco, or the Bogeyman, originally piloted by Diana Vasquez during its initial shakedown trials on Town in 3057, has since passed through numerous hands. Pilots of El Cuco have sworn to hear a faint voice on the comm-line, undetectable by other mech warriors, along with phantom imagery on radar, mag screens, and even the forward view screen. Though everyone knows it's a prototype and hence prone to such unique glitching, no amount of tinkering by techs have ever really eliminated these episodes. The Caballeros have come to believe that El Cuco is inhabited by the spirit of Diana Vasquez, who was captured and murdered by a firing squad during their deployment to Town. As such, the Caballeros consider El Cuco a good luck charm that must always accompany them into battle. However, no one is eager really to be the pilot that must come so close to Diana's spirit, and so assignments of El Cuco are handed out on a mission-by-mission basis. So yes, the O-Bakemono, it's an odd one. It's reminiscent of the Naga, definitely, in a visual sense. It's an 80-ton assault. Its chassis is Alshane Class 92B, power plant is a Hermes 320XL, cruiser 43, max of 65, no jump jets. Armour is Star Slab 3, with a single Chiscomp 32 small, 2 Diverse Optics Type 20 medium lasers, and 2 Shigunga Arrow 4 missile systems, manufactured by Luthian Armorworks on Luthian. Its communication system is a Cypher Security Plus, and targeting and tracking is the Matabushi Sentinel, a regular one there. It is a fairly slow mech, as it says, for 80 tons, but I mean, it's an 80 tonner, it's not meant to be running around really fast. It's a 320XL engine with a walk of 4 and a run of 6. It has 10 double heat sinks, so it can keep itself relatively cool, though obviously you don't want to overheat a mech like this, that's for sure. It has 9 armour on the head, 37 on the CT, 10 on the rear of that. It has 25 on each side torso with 9 on the rear, 26 armour on the arms, and 24 on the legs, with the 2 Arrow 4 systems each having enough for 15 shots between them, so plenty of rounds of fire, and the 2 medium lasers are CT mounted and the small is in the head. It's definitely, it's an odd mech, it's a unique looking mech, that's for certain. It has this very kind of angular, streamlined appearance to it. It doesn't really convey the big missile pods like the Naga does. If you look up an image of that, you'll see what I mean. But it's a hell of a deadly machine. It's it's good to see just a pure fire support model out there, just to give this idea that, you know, assault mechs can fit the support role if that's specifically what they're built around, rather than what you see in things like MWO, where people will turn supernovas into LRM boats or that kind of thing, or and people start losing their shit in in comms and stuff. But it's they do exist, the fire support models, and they can be extremely deadly because an assault mech can carry more fire support weaponry than mediums or heavies do, so they can become extremely difficult targets to dislodge because they'll always have a screen of units to protect them, so it makes it difficult to get up close to them unless you're willing to rush, obviously, fast-moving elements past in the hopes that they can avoid the fire and then start harassing the assault. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, though. I don't dislike the mech. Obviously, it's one of those ones that you're going to have trouble seeing in some, if not all, computer games outside of something like Living Legends, where Arrow just isn't going to fit. You can never see them adding Arrow 4 into like MechWarrior 4, or sorry, MechWarrior Online or MechWarrior 5, or if there is a future MechWarrior title out there, it's going to be a bit hit and miss, literally, whether they can throw in such a powerful weapon system like the Arrow and keep it balanced overall. I thought Living Legends did a really good job with the way Arrow systems work, because they need a constant lock. You have to make sure the target is out in the open, the AMS isn't covering them. There's all kinds of factors to take into account, and you end up becoming a possible hindrance to the team, because you have to be protected. You have to make sure that you're able to obviously stay within either visual range yourself, or that someone else is keeping those locks on you. So it makes you an immediate priority target as well, that someone might find you and attack you. And a lot of the time, if you're running around carrying Arrow, you're not going to have much in the way of backup weaponry, which could be seen here with the O-Bakemono, which, only has very, very limited return fire for anything that does actually get up close to it. So it's cool though, I like it. And we'll leave it there. So thanks everybody for joining, as always. Have a good week, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.